This is going to be the most comprehensive breakdown on wholesaling real estate you've ever seen. Don't watch this video unless you're serious about wholesaling. Get ready to learn the 10 steps to wholesaling your first house coming up.
This video is brought to you by FLIPSTER, the nation's #1 real estate software, with tools for finding, funding, and flipping houses. Check it out now at getflipster.com.
If you're new here to this channel, I'm Jerry Norton with FlippingMastery.com, and this channel is all about ways to help you make money wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss new videos. After wholesaling and flipping hundreds and now thousands of deals over the past 16 years that I've been a full-time investor and having helped my clients flip over $100 million in real estate, I've come to not just understand, but really master the process of wholesaling. And I'm going to attempt to break it down for you in this video so that this serves as a beginner's guide to your first deal, if you will. But here's the thing. I've created almost 500 videos here on the channel, and I release new videos each and every week all about wholesaling and flipping. If you really want to learn the business of wholesaling and really excel at it, then I strongly recommend you digest my videos. All of my videos are organized in playlists by topic. Anything you want to learn more about, I've got a video to help you. I've also created dozens of free resources to help you apply what I teach in the real world. So on this video, as I go through the 10 steps to wholesaling your first house, I'm going to reference other videos and other free resources to help you really understand and apply these steps. With every video or resource I reference, you can find the links in the description box below. Now, real quick, before we get started with the 10 steps, in case you're brand new to wholesaling, let me give a brief overview on wholesaling. In any given marketplace, there are investors that we call cash buyers who are looking for distressed properties that they can buy, fix, and rent, or buy, fix, and flip. These investors have cash or access to cash, and they're actively, eagerly looking for deals each and every day. What a real estate wholesaler does is they go out in the marketplace and they find and source good deals, and they actually negotiate and enter into contract with motivated sellers on very desirable distressed properties. By entering into contract with sellers, they now control that property, and then they take that deal to those cash buyer investors and offer to let the cash buyer take over their position in the contract and buy the property, of course, for a fee. The wholesaler profit on the deal is the difference between what a cash buyer will pay for the right to buy the position on the contract and what the wholesaler has the contract for with the seller. For example, if the cash buyer will pay $75,000 for that deal and the wholesaler has the contract with the seller for $60,000, the wholesaler has a $15,000 spread on the deal. Wholesalers are extremely valuable in the marketplace because they do all of the work to find, source, and bring good deals to cash buyers. Get good at it and you can make a lot of money. So if you're just getting started, follow these 10 steps to get your first deal. Here we go. Step number 1 is to get your business set up. Register an entity with your state. Get your EIN number so that you can file a tax return and open a bank account. Now this gives you liability protection because now you're not transacting in your personal name. Now this isn't critical to doing your first deal, but why wait? And honestly, it's easy and inexpensive to do. I did a step-by-step tutorial video for how to do it yourself and get your entity set up in 3 to 5 days for only $127. Link to that video in the description. Once your entity is set up, not only will you look more legit as an investor and begin building brand awareness in your market, it will also serve as your operating business, and you can take advantage of business write-offs and other tax-saving benefits. And if you don't want to do it yourself and you'd rather have a tax advisor help you, then I'll share with you my tax advisor that can do it for you. Contact info in the description. Now, step 2 is to choose and learn your market. Decide if you're going to wholesale in your backyard or virtually in another market. Let's talk about each. I define your backyard as anywhere you can drive to in any direction within an hour. Now, if you choose to wholesale in your backyard, make sure the population is big enough to have enough opportunity. I recommend a few 100,000 minimum, but ideally closer to 1 million. This will give you a big enough market to work in and have tons of opportunity. Now, if you don't like your market, maybe it's too rural, or maybe the values are really high for where you'd like to start, like Southern California, then you can pick a remote market. This is gonna require you learn how to wholesale houses without you personally physically seeing them. Known as virtual wholesaling, I did a 4-part video series where I break down how to wholesale remotely from the comfort of your own home. And I also created a free guide to virtual wholesaling, links in the description. Once you've decided on your market, take the time to learn your market. I recommend you break down your market based on average values in increments of 100,000. For example, where is the highest concentration of homes valued under 100,000? Between 100,000 to 200,000, between 200,000 to 300,000, between 300,000 to 400,000, and so on. This is easy to do. Go on Zillow or Redfin and look at your market. Then put a price filter for sold homes during the past 12 months using sold price ranges of 100,000 increments, and see where the highest concentration of homes are in your market at those price ranges. Now, this will help you to start to learn your market. Break it down even more and look even closer at the neighborhood values. Now, here's an exercise I recommend you do. Once a week, pick a neighborhood or a concentrated area of a mile or less and print out a list of all of the sold homes in that area, and then drive each and every one of those sold homes. Pull up to the house and ask, why did this house sell for that price? Pay attention to how values change as you go from house to house and neighborhood to neighborhood. Now, it may take all day doing this exercise, but you will really learn your market doing that. Remember, the more of a market expert you become, the more money you'll make. Don't shortcut this step. All right, step 3 is to generate leads. Now, a lead is a distressed property. The goal is to identify leads every day that you can go after and hopefully find a motivated seller. A motivated seller is a property owner who will gladly sell their property at a discount and give up equity in exchange for peace of mind. They desperately want out from under the stress that property is causing them, and your job is to help them. Lead generation is the lifeblood to your wholesaling business. Without enough leads, you simply can't find motivated sellers and you won't do your first deal. Now, there are tons of methods to generate leads. I did a video and I created a free report that covers over 67 different leads that you can go after, links in the description. A big mistake I see a lot of new wholesalers make is they start dumping a lot of money into lead generation in the beginning without understanding or being ready to fully maximize those leads generated. Of all of the different methods to generate leads, there are some very low cost and even free methods. Now, I teach many of them on my channel. For example, for the cost of a cup of coffee a day, you can subscribe to my wholesaling and house flipping system called FLIPSTER, which has over a dozen different deal finding tools and even comes standard with leads added to your account every single month. In my opinion, a new wholesaler looking to do your first deal, or even if you're looking to ramp up and do even more deals, FLIPSTER is the most comprehensive, all-inclusive platform for wholesaling and flipping, because not only does it have deal finding tools, but also marketing tools, analyzers, digital contracts, even cash buyers and funding sources. Now, to check it out and see it in action, just go to getflipster.com. Once you've done a few deals using low cost and even free techniques, then when you're ready, reinvest some of your profits into lead gen and marketing and really grow or scale your business. Be sure to check out my detailed marketing plan for doing 3, 5, even 10 deals a month consistently. Link in the description. Once you've generated some distressed property leads, it's time for step 4, which is to analyze those leads to determine what's called your maximum allowable offer, or MAO. Now, you can't make an offer to the seller if you don't first figure out what the right price is so you actually make money on the deal. The MAO is the price you need to get the contract for with the seller that has your wholesale fee of $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, or whatever profit you want to make on the deal factored into the offer price. Figuring out the MAO on a deal is what we call the wholesaling buy formula, and it takes into consideration all of the numbers to help you figure out what a cash buyer in your market will pay for the property. And this step often trips up a lot of new wholesalers because they overthink it and they spend way too much time analyzing the numbers. The two big things that you have to get good at when analyzing a deal to figure out your MAO are 1, determining the property's after repair value or ARV, and 2, the repair costs needed to fix up the property. Now I have a really good video for each of these that I want you to watch. The first is a video where I break down the process of calculating after repair value. On that video I give 3 rules, 5 tips, and 4 steps. It's everything you need to know about ARV, and the other video is how to calculate the repairs on any house in under 60 seconds. Now both those video links are in the description below. Now you are going to need a good deal analyzer where you can plug in the ARV and the repair number and it'll automatically run all the numbers in the formula. If you'd like my deal analyzer tool for free, just go to mydealanalyzer.com. Once you've determined your offer price, it's time for step 5, which is to actually present your offer to the seller. And when it comes to making offers, there is a very valuable lesson that you need to understand. And the more you get this idea, the faster you'll get to your first deal or your next deal. Are you ready for some profound advice? You're going to want to write this down. Are you ready? The more offers you make, the more deals you'll do, and the more money you'll make. Let me say that again. The more offers you make, the more deals you'll do, and the more money you'll make. Now to prove that you're paying attention, write the following in the comments below. Jerry, you are a flipping genius. The more offers I make, the more deals I'll do, and the more money I'll make. Now, although that may seem obvious, most new wholesalers don't get it. You have to be willing to make a lot of offers. Remember, you're looking for the 5% of transactions that happen every month in any given marketplace where the seller is motivated to sell his property at a discount. Understand this, most people are going to say no, which means the more no's you get, the faster you'll burn through the other 95% that aren't motivated, and the faster you'll find the 5% who are motivated. It's that simple. Here's my advice to all new wholesalers. If you're not willing to make 100 offers to get 1 deal, then you have no business being a wholesaler. I have 2 videos I want you to digest. The first is how to make 100 offers a month in a fraction of the time, and the other is how to consistently make 5 offers a day like clockwork. Both links in the description below. Once you start making offers, that special moment is going to happen where the seller says yes to your offer. So step 6 is to execute a contract. The money is in the contract. The contract is what you're going to sell to a cash buyer. Now, I teach how to wholesale both on-market properties where agents are involved and off-market properties where you're dealing directly with the seller. If it's on-market, the agent will write and present the offer to the seller using their state-approved contract, but you still need to make sure that the contract is written with everything you need to wholesale it. Now, I did a video where I break down exactly what to include in an on-market contract, link in the description. With off-market, you have to write and present the contract yourself. If you're a member of my FLIPSTER system, my digital contracts are standard. What's awesome is you just email it directly to the seller and they sign it electronically on the spot. Check it out at getflipster.com. As part of your contract with the seller, you may have earnest money that you agree to pay. If it's off market, it may only be $10 to $100. If it's on market, it will probably be higher, like $500 to $1,000. Earnest money is held by title and applied to the closing, but since we're wholesaling, we're going to get that back later. Now I'll explain, so keep watching. Quick tip here, try to give yourself a 30-day closing if you can so that you have plenty of time to find a buyer and be ready for closing. Now I also highly recommend including a 10-day inspection clause in your contract. This gives you time as well to renegotiate or terminate the contract if you discover later that you don't have a good deal. Once you've executed a contract with the seller, it's time for step 7, which is to open escrow with a wholesaler-friendly title company. A title company is going to do a title search to verify who owns the property, and they're going to find out if there are any issues such as liens or unpaid property taxes, etc. They're going to prepare everything for a closing where a change of ownership will happen between the seller and new buyer, which we'll cover in a minute. Well, since our plan is to assign the contract to a cash buyer, we need a title company that understands how to do that. We call this a wholesaler-friendly title company. And I did a video where I explained how to find a wholesaler-friendly title company, link in the description. Once you execute the contract with the seller, immediately open escrow, which means get a copy of your contract and your earnest money check to the title agent. Now, to make sure the seller doesn't backdoor you and cut you out of the deal, which unfortunately does happen, have title record what's called an affidavit of memorandum. Now, I did a video which explains what that is and how to use it to protect your contract and how to get my form for free, link in the description. After you open escrow, it's time to find a cash buyer. Now, you'll notice in our steps that I had you find the deal first and then the cash buyer second. Now, this is contrary to what all the experts teach, but don't listen to them, listen to Jerry. Once you have a good deal, finding a cash buyer is the easy part. In fact, I have a video where I show you live how quickly and easily I find a buyer for my deals. In fact, this works so well that I do it in markets where I've never done deals and don't have a single cash buyer. It works every time, so long as you actually have a good deal. Check it out, link in the description. Your job as a wholesaler is to make the decision to buy your deal as easy as possible for your cash buyer. For that reason, make sure you package your deal with all of the pertinent information that a cash buyer will need, such as address, price, ARV, comps, repair breakdown, detailed pictures, etc. Now, I have a very specific 7-step process I follow to market and show my deal to cash buyers that will get you the best price. Link in the description. And to really help you get comfortable talking and building relationships with cash buyers, I'll give you my word-for-word scripts for free. These include my scripts for texting, voicemail, emails, etc. Download link in the description. Once you've identified your highest and best offer from a cash buyer, it's time for step 9, which is to execute an assignment contract if you're doing a single closing. The assignment contract is what allows the cash buyer to step in and take over the contract with the seller for a fee. And again, if you have my FLIPSTER system, then my digital assignment contract comes included, which makes it really easy to just send your cash buyer for electronic signatures. Check it out at getflipster.com. Quick tip, make sure you get a sizable non-refundable deposit from your cash buyer. I suggest at least $2,500, maybe even more. This makes sure your cash buyer is committed and shows up on the day of closing. Once you have your executed contract and non-refundable deposit, get both of that over to the title agent who you open escrow with. Now they have the original contract with you and the seller and the assignment contract with you and your cash buyer, and they're ready to go. They'll handle everything from there. And finally, step 10, on the day of closing, title will close with the seller and your cash buyer and wire you your wholesale fee. That means you don't need to attend the closing. I haven't been to a closing in years. Now, hopefully your goal isn't to just do one wholesale deal, but to do deals consistently each and every month. That means instead of chasing after a deal, you learn how to run a business that does deals. There's a big difference. And if you'd like to work directly with me and learn how to earn a 6 and even 7-figure income while partnering on deals so that you can earn while you learn, then check out my mentor and partner program called Fast Track. For a free training with all of the details, go to fasttrackwithjerry.com. All right, it's time to get out there and make it happen. Follow these 10 steps, then share with me your success. If you'd like this blueprint with all of the video links and free resource links, leave a comment below and I'll share it with you. And I want to know when you do your first deal so that I can congratulate you and celebrate with you. I live for those moments. And if you agree that no one gives away more content and free resources than me, leave a comment and say, "Thank you, Jerry, you are a flipping genius." And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel with hundreds of videos here on the channel and new videos released every single week. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping. And don't forget, it's not about the money, it's about having the time and freedom to have, be, do, and give everything God has in store for you. That's what it's really all about, and I'll see you on the next video.